Yeah, was that in the chair?
I remember once when we played in Vancouver, Bruce Springsteen came to the show. Yeah. And I'm not telling that other story, but
why are you looking at me?
Well, now it's like I want to hear that story.
That's a Pat story. I'll tell you later. And so, anyway, Bruce Springsteen came to the show when we played there, and his son, the drummer's son.
Yeah, Max's son.
Max's son was a fan of the opening band, and someone said, "Bruce is here." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I said, "Yeah, but he's kind of just here to see the opening band." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then we go on and play our show, and then after we're done, it's 2.5 hours. Someone says, "Hey, Bruce wants to come back and say hi." I'm like, "Oh shit, he stayed." And so he comes in the dressing room, and I asked him at one point, I'm like, "Where did you watch the show from?" He's like, "Just in the crowd." I said, "Really?" And he just like put his hoodie on, stood right in the middle of the audience, watched the whole show. And he was so into it, and he wrote me this letter afterwards that I still have. Wow. It's in my bedside table thing. On like hotel stationery, where he said, that moment where you're connected with the crowd and you're playing My Hero and they're singing it back to you, like that's what it's all about. And that was such a huge moment for me, just thinking like that Bruce Springsteen actually watched our band and then made that connection so much that, he didn't like hit me up with a tweet or a text or something. He was like, sends off a letter to me.
Writes it on
That's
hotel
so
station.
cool.
Some analog shit.
But also, it's the first place we played My Hero at the Commodore Ballroom. That's the first time we ever played that, 22 years ago or something like that. Wow. That place is fun.